Welcome back to KGSM-TV. I'm Erin Hammer.
And I'm Peyton Patterson, and we'll be bringing you the latest campus news.
April Fool's Day was this week. Did you pull any pranks, or were you the April Fool?
April is National Volunteer Month. The best way to get involved in the community is contacting the Center for Service in Eder Hall. Don't forget that it's best to donate and not to dump. Coming up this week, sponsored by the Career Development Center, Mo West Fashion Show and Food Etiquette on Tuesday, April 7th. Enjoy appetizers in the runway while learning about business attire and etiquette at Blum 218 and 219. Also this week, the International Fair will be hosted Wednesday, April 8th from 5 to 7 p.m. in Fulkerson Center. Be sure to come and explore different cultures and connect with others. Together We Act, United We Learn, in partnership with the YWCA and the Center for Student Involvement to explore the community strategies for preventing sexual violence, April 7th from 6 to 8 p.m.
It isn't flashy to avoid being trashy. In 2025, an estimated 400 million tons of plastic waste found its way into our planet's landfills and oceans. In 2026, we're working to be better. As daunting as it may seem, the switch to recycling and minimizing personal waste is easier and takes less effort than one may think. Here's a few easy, everyday methods to reduce, reuse, recycle, and ways to turn cans into cash. Take a look.
It isn't flashy to avoid being trashy. In 2025, an estimated 400 million tons of plastic waste found its way into our planet's landfills and oceans. As daunting as it may seem, the switch to recycling and minimizing personal waste is easier and takes less effort than one may think. An easy way to reduce personal waste is to find alternatives to single-use plastics. Items like plastic water bottles, shopping bags, and disposable utensils are some of the most common offenders. These items are quick, convenient, and easy to throw away. Consumers should aim to replace plastic water bottles with washable, reusable ones. Reusable water bottles come in a wide variety of sizes, shapes, colors, and designs to appeal to any palate. This one switch can save an average of 167 plastic bottles a year. While it's difficult to reuse aluminum cans like energy drinks, they can be repurposed and recycled. Some scrapyards will even exchange cans for cash at an exchange rate of about $1 per pound. Plastic shopping bags can be reused in the home as small trash bags. They can also be returned to participating stores to be recycled. To eliminate the use entirely, consumers can use their own personal reusable shopping bags.
On March 28th, Missouri Western Center for Service held the 5th annual Big Event. The Big Event is an opportunity for students on campus to give back to their community. Volunteers worked tirelessly to remove trash and help clear storm drains across town. Here's Kyla Spradlin with more.
On Saturday, March 29th, volunteers gathered in the parking lot of Mark Twain Early Learning Center for the Big Event. Participants ranged from professors, the Griffin Spirit teams, and even the interim dean of students.
Good morning. We're out here for the 5th annual Big Event this morning on Parkway A here in St. Joseph. We have several groups out here this morning picking up litter. There's a group behind me here cleaning out some debris from the storm drains to help prevent any rainwater flooding. Just a great morning of getting out here and giving back to our community.
This event was originally created by Texas A&M in 1982, but has grown in popularity across the nation. Event organizers are allowed to pick the service best suited for their community. Mo West has aligned themselves with a St. Joseph initiative for their version of the event. Area beautification is an important issue for St. Joseph. Trash pickup events will help with visual aesthetics as well as cleanliness for the city. This event functions as a win-win for the community and volunteers, allowing some to give their time in an effort for others to receive a cleaner city. This has been Kyla Spradlin with Griffin News.
Thanks, Kyla. On March 27th, Missouri Western Center for Military and Veteran Services partnered with Heroes for Heroes to honor Vietnam Veterans Remembrance Day. This event honors both student and community veterans and aims to provide them with easy access to support and resources they may not regularly receive. Joe Cruz takes us there.
On March 28, 2026, the Missouri Western Military and Student Services Department, hosted by Gabrielle Folletta, the director of the Missouri Western Military and Student Services Department, conducted a Vietnam Remembrance event within a Looney complex. The event hosted various booths run both by veterans, Missouri Western staff, and those wishing to spread awareness about several subjects such as racism and mental health. The event also hosted Dick Schott, a Vietnam veteran, to give his story to attendees and other veterans with his harrowing tale of his military experience and his complications with PTSD later in life. Here's what Kenneth Madsen, another Vietnam veteran who attended the event, and Dick Schott had to say regarding why they believe Vietnam Remembrance is important and their biggest takeaways.
A lot of my memories are of my duty. I was a medic over there, and I remember a lot of the kids coming in and being hollering and crying for their parent or, mom or dad or wife, and that is probably the deepest memories I have of it, and besides missing my wife, and I didn't have any kids then. Over the years, it's the help that I did and the people I helped, and the understanding that my wife had at the time. She realized I had problems, but she didn't know how I was going to get taken care of, and then finally the VA helped me.
Well, it gives me a chance, because I am a Vietnam veteran. I worked as a corpsman in a naval hospital, Guam, which was a primary receiving unit for wounded Vietnam people out of the field. So I saw a lot of that. I was there in an intensive care unit for two and a half years. So what this does is gives me a chance to be again with veterans, to talk to people about what we experienced, because nobody talks about it. And this is really a great opportunity to do that. Well, I think it's good for me because it reminds me that I have PTSD. I'm 70% disabled with PTSD, and it reminds me that I still have PTSD. That my whole goal is to be able to handle any triggers that would activate some of that PTSD behavior, and you get better at it. When you have therapy and some medicine, and to be around other people. So that's really good for me.
It's important to remember those which fell in battle for who they were and not who they fought for. Joe Cruz, Griffin Media, signing out.
La Mesa will be hosting Spanish Treats and Learning on April 9th and April 23rd from 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. Join MOS Mesa for Spanish conversation and treats in Spratt 203. We'll be right back after a short break.
I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing.
Hey, Cortez, you still working on your paper?
Hey, I don't know. I can't seem to find any sources. I don't know. I think I'm just cooked. I don't think I'm going to pass this paper.
Have you tried using the academic resources on the library website?
The academic what?
The database.
No.
Let me show you. Go to the Missouri Western Library website. Here you can quickly search for resources, but for more specific searches, go to Online Resources at the top. From there, you can find the databases and Academic Search Complete. The databases are sorted alphabetically, but to find a specific subject, click All Subjects at the top and scroll for your topic. Academic Search Complete is perfect for finding reliable books, journals, and more to help with your paper. For example, we're going to look for mass media topics.
From there, you can narrow your search by source types, publication date, peer reviews, and more.
Wow, thanks, Aaron. I might actually be able to finish my paper.
Yeah, of course.
Hey, sorry to cut this short, but I gotta get to study room reservation.
You have study rooms?
Yeah.
The CAS is hosting the 4th annual trivia competition on Wednesday, April 15th from 3 to 5 p.m. in the Center for Academic Support 214. Grab your friends to compete against the MOED students for prizes and the title of Trivia Champs.
Big news for the Bald Eagle fans. Last week was uneventful, but this week brings big changes. Parents Jackie and Shadow are now officially on PIP Watch. PIP Watch is the first step in the hatching process when unborn eaglets begin to pick their way through the shells. This process can take a couple days to unfold, so stay tuned to see if freedom will fly. Meet Dana Stickley, a MoWest alum currently running for a seat on the St. Joseph City Council. She aims to take the lessons she learned from MoWest and apply them to help the citizens of St. Joseph. Jessica Andrea sat down with Stickley to learn more about her past, present, and what it could mean for St. Joseph's future.
Dana Stickley is running for a seat on the St. Joseph City Council.
City government is something that we see, touch, walk on every single day, and so it's exciting.
She is currently serving on the city's Traffic, Zoning, and Human Rights Commission.
I like to talk to people. I like to sit at tables. I would love to put my hat in.
She graduated with her bachelor's degree in social work from MoWest in 2016.
I am super grateful for Missouri Western and for this community and the upward mobility, the social mobility that I've been able to experience here. I recognize that that's unique.
Dr. Geraldine Dickey was a MoWest professor that had a huge impact on Stickley.
My favorite Dr. Dickey quote, that you can do the impossible for a short amount of time.
Brandon Johnson is an assistant professor in the social work department and serves on the Human Rights Commission with Stickley.
I think that Dana does a great job of listening to people's opinions who don't always align completely with her own.
There are currently no women on the 9-member city council, and Stickley is the only woman in the running this cycle.
Women are a big part of making this community work, and we really need it. We need a seat at the table for women.
Communication, transparency, and engagement are top priorities for Stickley.
There was a whole table of women that were leaders from City Hall that were able to come to the Women's Forum. And so I got to talk to several of them, and one of them was communications director. Wow, she is doing a great job.
Stickley hopes the election on April 7th will grant her a seat at the City Council table. This has been Jessica Andrews for Griffin Media.
Thanks, Jessica.
MoWest students, look out for the campaign window for Student Government Association. Students, look out for who is campaigning and make sure to vote for your SGA members. Campaigning will start April 3rd through the 12th, and elections will be April 14th through the 15th.
Looking for more from the Griffin News team? Check out our podcast hosted by Kendall Warren and Kyla Spradlin for weekly news updates and unforgettable fun facts you won't find anywhere else. For these stories and more, visit www.griffinnews.com or download our free app available on Android and iOS. I'm Erin Hammer.
And I'm Peyton Patterson. And you're watching KGSM-TV.